Today we review Chromeskull, Laid to Rest 2. Find out if 2 Chromeskulls are better than 1. In this movie, Chromeskull, almost dead in the first movie, comes back to lay waste to all those in his path. So what do you guys like about this movie?
The kills!
Yes, the kills were amazing in this movie.
The gore was awesome. I liked how they brought back some of the characters from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they only had a small role. I really appreciated them continuing the first movie right where it left off. And he came back.
Yeah, they were able to, get his heart beating and then get some tissues and muscles from his mask and put it back on his face. He's completely fucked up now. He's ugly as hell.
He's got one eye.
Yeah, but they saved him. I like that they kind of expanded the Chromeskull universe. I like that they began right where we left off and then they jumped ahead 3 months. So you got the kind of a more closure from the first movie and then you went back into this new expanded Chromeskull universe and business and what he's up to.
I loved the weapons. In the first one, he had a really sick knife.
Yeah.
And in this one of the characters took that knife and added 6 more blades to it and now made it like a spinning saw blade knife. It was ridiculously awesome.
I enjoyed the acting. No characters seemed really stupid or everything was acting as you would probably act in those situations.
I found the law enforcement was very competent in this one. Normally in these movies it'd be like, oh, is a guy wearing a chrome or metal mask? They'd be like, yeah, whatever, throw him in the drunk tank. But in this one, they did their research and believed all the stories. We saw nudity in this one. Mm-hmm. Full on shower scene boobies.
Let's get to the kills. Jay, what was your favorite kill?
There's a girl in a kitchen and Chromeskull goes to attack her and he stabs her in the face. But not perfectly, and his knife gets jammed in there for a bit, and he's just struggling trying to get it out. He's ripping it up and forcing his knife out, and just ends up ripping half of her face off, and it was fucking awesome. It was similar to one of the kills in the first movie where he does the same thing with somebody's jaw.
I think my favorite kill is when he kills one of the cops. So the original Chromeskull, he shoves his knife in and he saws for that vertical split. It was really well done. The gore was really good. The special effects were really good.
My favorite kill goes out to one of the officers as well, the female cop. This is the first time we actually get to see the newly designed 6-blade weapon in action, and you see him actually throw his Starblade knife. Mm-hmm. And it misses, but it's stuck in the stair. Her head is getting right to that blade. Gets up there, pushes it down. You see the full slice through, and it's in there. It's deep. He even pushes with his hand, then he pushes with his foot. Springs release and split.
What didn't we like about this movie, guys?
When I picture Chromeskull, he is a one-man serial killing machine, and he doesn't work for anybody, but he also doesn't work with anybody or has underlings. And to find out that he runs this whole organization, it just took out that serial killer feel. It turned him more into a mob boss or something like that.
I have to agree with John as far as the organization goes, but I also didn't like some of the early on camera angles. They chose to use Jess's phone as a primary camera for the first act, specifically when she's getting her eyes examined and they have an upside down camera shot that lasted for a couple minutes. Well, I understand what they were going for. It was difficult to watch. I also didn't like the stinger because it was useless. The stinger introduces Chromeskull's wife, who's pregnant. She sees Preston's body sitting there, thinks Chromeskull's dead, and then shoots herself. We've never heard of her. We've never had any personal attachment to Chromeskull for this to even be worth putting in any movie.
The only sense that I could take away from the stinger is that they're setting up a prequel or something to get into that backstory, but I really don't want that backstory. I kind of like the organization thing, but I don't like the fact that Chromeskull was running it. The thing I really didn't like, I think, was the ending where they have Chromeskull in that little bottom room at the bottom there, and they just walk away instead of checking if he's dead. I don't know, that kind of stuff. It just seems like you go through all of that, you're gonna take that extra few minutes just to be okay, everything's taken care of. Alright, let's get into our final thoughts and our ratings.
Going into this movie, I was really hoping it was going to continue where the last one left off, and it delivered. It literally picked up exactly where it left off, but then it took away from what Chromeskull was in the first one as a serial killer and it really made him seem weaker and not as cool, and that took a lot away from this movie for me. The deaths were great, the acting was great, just all the visual and like practical effects were awesome. That being said, I'm going to give this movie 2.5 Chromeskull tattoos out of 5.
I really loved the gore. I really liked how the movie flowed. Everything was very well paced. It was shot well, acted well, got me a little Danielle Harris in there, and I liked pretty much everything about this movie except for a few odd camera angles and some slight story issues. So I'm going to give this 4.2 Chromeskull license plates with 2 L's.
I agree. I think this is really good. I was actually really interested in the story, what was happening, how they're going to escape, the next murders that are coming in. You know, it's not often that, well, lately that these movies that we've been watching has been really engrossing. So I'm going to give it 4.5 2007 Halloween DVDs.
That's what we thought about the movie. Let us know how you feel in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Twitter.
Tweet to your boys.